Okay, how you doing? I am back, as Arnold Schwarzenegger would say. Ought to be back. Well, I am. I'm back now. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to create some text for this because it's hard to have an advertisement that doesn't have a little text in it. Now, instead of slapping it straight on, what we're going to do is we're going to create a new file, and we're showing you how to take the text and then transfer the text from one file to another. Okay? Cool. All right, so let's click on File, New. And this is going to be, we'll just name this text. Come on down to the background contents. And yours is probably set to white, and we'll just change that to transparent. Fabulous. Say OK. And now we've got our blank text, and we still got our little downhill guy over here. Don't worry, he's still there. Now, we're going to create two layers. If you can click on your layer thing twice. Okay, the top layer, click on that top layer, layer 3. And this is going to contain the text pure. And then the layer 2 is going to contain the text powder. Okay. Now, let's, so click on your layer 3. Go on over here and press the type tool, the T. And it's set to Myriad Pro Regular, which is nice. Let's go, and yours is probably set to 2412 or something. What we want to do is we want to go to 100. So if you just highlight that, you type in 100, hit enter, and now you've got a nice big size text. Okay, now let's go in here. You're going to click the mouse down and draw a rectangle to type in. Okay, you can see that cute little rectangle. And then we'll type in pure, capital P-U-R-E. And that looks marvelous. Notice your text, your layer here has turned to T to text. So now let's click on layer 2. We've already got our T. It's set to 100. And let's draw a big square. And this one's going to have powder. P-O-W-D-E-R. Oh, it's not quite long enough. Just go to that little box. There we go. Looking good. Cool. Now, we are going to transfer this to our main document, our downhill skier document. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to highlight both layers. Well, you've seen me do that before. You've seen me do the click and then shift click. Control also works too. So if you hold down Control, you can click right here. Bam. Now we are going to right click on our two layers. Notice they're both blue. Don't do this unless you've got both layers set to blue. Selected, sorry. Right click, and all this cool stuff comes up, and let's say, I believe it's duplicate layers. And now it wants to know the destination. And this is really cool. We can click right here in this little drop-down box next to document, and we can choose our downhill skier project. Woohoo! Isn't that great? Let's say OK to that. And if I click back over here, hooray, we've got our pure and our powder. Isn't that nice? Okay, well, we don't need our text anymore. We can close that. Sure, you can save it. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. Got some kind of emergency down the street, as you can hear. Good, we've got that closed, and now we are back to our pure powder. Very good. Okay, now we want to place this in a good spot. Let's grab our move tool, and notice they're both still selected. So when you move one, you move both, and you want to bring it to some place with no interruptions. In other words, you don't want to put it here where the text is interrupted and it's distracted by our little guy here. I'm going to maybe bring it down here. Okay, that's marvelous. Now, what are we going to do next? Okay, we've moved it. There's no interruptions. Okay, now we're going to edit this a little bit. So let's click on the type tool again. As you can see, my lovely, that T. And notice both layers are selected. We only want to work on the pure layer right now. So just click on the pure layer, and you can see that only the pure layer is now selected. Now let's click inside. You can see my cursor is right in here. I'm going to click right in here in the pure. And I just want to select the whole thing. I could highlight it if I wanted to, or I can just do a Control A, which is a select all. If you did the see under select, there's all. See, it's Control A. Cool. And now I've highlighted my pure. I think that would look better if it was bold. Okay. Now they have nicely hidden these text tools. Usually they're kind of out here to be seen really easily. I believe if I move the mouse up here to this toggle the character and paragraph panels, and I click that button, now I've got some tools that I can work with. You can see this first T, it's a little bolder than the others. Faux bold? Is that what I want? That doesn't sound right. Faux bold. Go over to Myriad Pro, irregular. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Next to the regular, if I go down, you can see there's a bold section. I'll click on that, and that looks so much better, bold. The second thing I want to do, and boldness increases our readability, which is a good thing. Now, the next thing I want to do is I actually want to make the characters, these little letters, be closer to one another. We want to decrease the space between letters. And the fancy name for this is tracking. Okay, and the easy way to mess with this is to hold the Alt key down. And now I'm going to press the left arrow. You know that arrow that you use when you're playing a game? I press that left arrow and watch what happens. The space between my characters, I'm hitting it again. I'm hitting it like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. Now eventually, it starts to look really stupid. So we don't want it to look stupid. So I'm going to hit I'm holding the Alt key down still. Now I'm going to hit the right arrow, and I'm going to increase the space again because we want to be able to see between the characters. Okay, and that's really nice. Now they're nice and close together. We like that. So change your tracking and get it to something that you're happy with. Okay, good. Now, what we want to do next is we want to create a style. Instead of doing this manually for each text that we're going to put in here, we're going to create a style that's going to remember our tracking, remember that it's bold, remember the font size, blah, blah, blah. To do that, let's come up to the window menu, and we want to find something called Paragraph Styles. Okay, click on that guy. And we don't really have any paragraph styles right now. We have one, a basic paragraph one. We want to create our own. Now, always when you're going to create something, there's usually this little white piece of paper that's folded up in the bottom left corner. And you can see right there, it says Create New Paragraph Style. See, I'm pointing to it with my finger. Oh, you can't see that, can you? Alas. Okay, so I'll click on that, and it's going to create this new Paragraph Style 1 for me. Now, if I double-click on Paragraph Style 1, oh, there it is. I thought nothing was happening. Notice this paragraph style options opens for me. Okay, it asks for there's the style name, the font I'm using. Notice that it's bold. Notice that the size is 100 point. It has figured out that I'm using a -80 tracking number. Okay. There's the black, and it's looks cool, right? Let's change this. Let's give it a different name. Let's just call it heading, because this kind of looks like a heading. Okay, that looks very nice. Am I good there? If I wanted to change anything else in here, if I want to go, 79 or 90 or whatever else I want to change, I can make that change right now. But let's say I'm done with it for the moment. I'm going to hit OK. And now I've got this new heading paragraph style. I bet you're wondering what we're going to do with that. Well, Wilbur, let's take a look. Okay, let's go down to our powder layer. Okay, now I'm over on my layers. I hope you're getting good with this. If you need to listen to this a couple times to figure out where everything is, please feel free. Okay, so now I'm on my powder layer. I've got my text selected, so I'm going to go into my powder. I'm going to do my Control-A to select all. Okay, and now instead of messing with it, I'm just going to apply the heading style to it. So I'll click on heading. And now it has, I just did a single click, and now it has applied the same style that you can see. You can see the letters are closer together and they're bold. Now, notice this little plus sign that is next to heading. That means I've changed something, but I haven't committed the change yet. If I'm really happy with my change and I want to commit it, there's a little check mark. I think this is what I've got to hit. Is that? No, that doesn't look right. Clear overrides. Is it up here? There it is. Okay, so I go back up to my options bar, and there's a commit any current edits. Over on the left, there's a cancel. So if I'm like, oh no, I don't want that, I can hit that. But I like it. So I'm going to click on this check mark up here. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Oh, I've done a fabulous job. Okay, one more thing we're going to do to play with the text. Just realize that little plus sign still there. I wonder why. Oh well, who cares? One more thing I want to do is this black looks kind of dumb here. I actually want to change this to a nice blue because the black doesn't. I mean, it matches the skier's pants, but I think a nice blue would be better. So let's go back into our heading. This style, double click it, and here it comes. And notice the color that I have here is black. Let's change that. I think that should be blue. So I'm going to click on color. Now I can do my color picker, but it's kind of random. I'd rather pick a color from my image. Notice my little eyedropper comes out. That's from over here. This is from my what's that thing called? The color picker tool. And I'm going to come over and I'm going to pick this nice blue that's up here. Is that a nice blue? It's kind of muted, but that's okay. Yeah, that's an attractive blue. All right, so we'll pick a blue. The blue kind of looks cool. I'll say OK, and I will say OK, and I'm done with that for now. So just one more thing to do to this picture. So let's save it. And we'll take another break, and I'll be back in a moment. Bye-bye.